Cuphead is notoriously known as one of the most difficult platformers out there. So as someone who's never even beat the game, is it possible to beat it and its DLC without even getting hit? Well, I guess we'll find out.
I just triple wall banged my controller.
I'm gonna kill myself. No! I'll be timing myself on how long it takes for each boss. Also, I'll be ranking each boss based on their difficulty. And when I say no hit, I mean restarting the boss or level if I take damage, not the entire game. I definitely don't have time for that. So starting off, Cuphead rolled a snake, guys, made a deal with the devil, and now we gotta kill some people to save our lives. Seems fair. So we do the intro, and we're in equal aisle 1. Now this aisle has 5 bosses, all 5 being extremely easy, so it shouldn't give me any problems. Like, stop doing that! I grabbed some coins, and it's on to our first running gun. And all running guns are optional, unlike all the bosses, but for this challenge I'm going to be doing everything, so they're not optional for me. And since this is the first running gun, it can't be that hard. Hit the stupid blue guy! Please hit him! So actually, I forgot I was horrible at this game. Am I not hitting the parry button? So everything's going to be a challenge. I don't understand what my brain does when playing this game. What am I doing? No matter how easy it is. Luckily, this is truly the easiest thing in the game. So it only took me a solid 9 minutes. Forest Follies are going to go in the lightest work because it gets a lot worse. We then instantly go over to the mausoleum, which obviously I did first try. If I didn't, it would be a problem. And we head to the DLC so we can get Miss Chalice and a couple coins. Oh, little secret there. Now I'm going to be using Miss Chalice for the whole game because I need that double jump and her parry is just better. Back to aisle 1. It's time to fight our first boss, Gooper. In phase 1 he jumps, and in phase 2 he jumps, and in phase 3 he slams. I then quickly to pork rinds to buy the roundabout because it makes the aisle 1 bosses way easier. Back to Gooper, he actually does have a few other moves, and by a few I mean 2. So I wouldn't say he was a difficult boss. Definitely did fumble a few times here and there though. Misclick the button! I misclicked the button! Once I started using more than about 0.2% of my brain power, I finally beat the boss. I should be ashamed of myself. He also goes in the lightest work, but ahead of the last one. It is now instantly time for the root pack, where there's a potato, an onion, and a carrot. This is embarrassing to my family lineage that I'm losing to this boss. The potato does the same attack and you can parry it. The onion does the same attack and you can parry it. And the carrot does the same attack. You can't parry this one, but it's still the same attack. I literally beat it fourth try. A plus again. I must be really good at this game. Slap them in last place the lightest work. I then talked to this walking coin. I don't know what purpose he serves in this story, but I talked to him and it's already time to fight Ribby and Rogues. In phase 1, wait, which one's Ribby and which one's Croak? We're gonna go the top one's Croak. I'm not doing research on this. Nice, really hit him hard there. In their first phase, Croak shoots out some fireflies and you could just one-shot them, they're not a problem. And Ribby will throw out some fists, and 1 every 3 fists you could parry, and it's easy to just sit on the ground and jump and duck and parry. Second phase, they throw out some balls and some wind, and you just run side to side. It's not really a problem, you don't even have to dodge. And their third phase is where it gets slightly difficult, and by slightly I mean 1.5 out of 10 slightly. Whoa! Where did they even find these frogs from? These are some really big frogs. If we're looking in the background, I don't see any frogs. They mutated them with the Captain America syndrome. Anyway, back to third phase, you can easily jump to the tiger attacks if you just time it right. And same thing with the snake, except for this one hurts my eyeballs because there's too much moving on my screen at once. And the bull, you have to just jump up and down. I think only like 4th graders would struggle with this boss. Oh, A+, man. I am goated! We're gonna throw them at the top of lightest work. Eventually we won't have something in that tier, don't worry. Anyway, it's time for the next running gun. And I'm just gonna let Past Me take it away. Peak athleticism from your boys. Stay up. I want you to not exist for the rest of your life. You just poof out of existence. I don't know how I just parried that guy. What? What hit me? I just don't understand my mindset. I don't understand my mindset when doing these. This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, other than that, if you just take it slow, it's not that bad. Say you could skip the mini boss and just end it right there. Sliding at the top will lightest work. Ow! It's not even that hard for real. Back at Pork Rind Shop, I buy spread and my sweet baby charge shot, and I'll use it for 97% of the bosses from here on out. But we won't be using it just yet because it's time for the first plane level. Berg, I'm coming. Hilda's first phase, she laughs in your face, and that's her only attack. She just have little purple guys that shoot out bullets. Her first phase is very short. Her second phase is a bull, which has the most predictable attack maybe of all time, and the purple guys are still there. The third phase is actually the first phase, but she adds a tornado move. No! This attack could be a little doozy to dodge sometimes, but most of the time you can just turn into your small plane and fly up or down, and it'll work. The fourth phase can either be Cupid, who just shoots a bow with some stars, and it's easy to just circle around them. Okay, you get hit by the only thing that goes straight in this entire fight. Like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Or the twins, the baddie twins that just throw out a ball, and you could also just circle this. What even just hit me? Both are very short phases either way. After one more intermission phase, we have the longest phase transition of all time, and it's time for the final phase, where it's just Martian beams coming down from the sky, and you can dodge them very easily by just going forward in your small plane mode. And there's little stars coming, but they're very predictable in where they're gonna go. So you can just place yourself in between those and the Martian beams. Yeah, it's just pretty. We're gonna slap Hilda in easy. Finally, the first boss not in light work. All right, on to the final boss of Equal Isle 1. Candace did. Cagney has different phases, but they're kind of like all the same thing, so we're just gonna say it all in one phase basically. If he ever does this move that's very easy to tell, you can just drop down or jump up depending on what he's doing, and if he does the raindrop move, I have to parry the pink one, or a very annoying enemy will come out that I can't kill, and the rest I just kill with spread shot very quickly, and I get back to hitting with charge shot. His second phase adds a boomerang move where you just jump, and then an acorn move where you just stand there and double jump. And the third phase adds vines. They're very predictable because they show you where they're gonna attack. What hit me? What? Did the tree hit me? What hit me? Because it wasn't her. Him? It? Flower? Anyway, the vines and balls in phase 3 are easy to dodge because of my double jump, making it probably the easiest phase by a landslide. Makes me think I'm about to speed run this game. I mean, I'm only an hour in. Let's put the flower in lightest work. Doesn't really matter where, they're all bums. We then go down, talk to King Dice. Plenty more marks around, you leave them alone. No, there. Yeah, see you later. And we're now in Isle 2, which has 5 bosses, just like Isle 1. And they're slightly more difficult. After talking to this loser, it's time to fight Beppert. Beppert the clown. And I do not like this boss. I don't like this boss one bit. For Beppert's phase 1, he drives a bumper cart, and he'll just wiggle his way to you, and eventually he'll do a little step back and ram into you. He's genuinely jumping with the cart. How is that possible? What kind of physics class did you take to know how to do that? Luckily, you could just easily jump over the cart. There are some ducks in the way, but you could just take him out with spread shot because it one-shots them. And then you just use charge shot on Beppert, and he goes down pretty quick, only like 8 charge shots. Phase 2. Oh, and there goes my monitor. In phase 2, he spawns some dogs that can be parried, and that's his only attack. There is a roller coaster cart that rolls through the arena. You do have to jump on this cart and maneuver through it to not get hit, but you just use spread shot to take out the dogs really quickly, and use spread shot on him to hit his balloon. And honestly, phase 2 is pretty quick. Before we get to phase 3 though, I had a big brain move for phase 2. So he could do an attack and the cart could come at the same time in phase 3, meaning you will guaranteed get hit, and obviously I don't want that. So what I'm going to do for phase 2 is I'm going to wait for the cart to get on the map again after it already left, and then I'm going to kill the boss. And then in phase 3, the cart won't show up for another like 25-30 seconds, giving me time to beat the boss. This is the best strategy maybe ever. Phase 2 literally has 2 moves. The green horseshoe move that goes up and down, and the yellow horseshoe move that goes straight and drops down. Not hard at all, very easy phase. Without the cart, of course. Time for the final phase. He spawns a really fast cart, and you have to do parkour on this, but it's actually really easy. It's the same jump every single time. And he spawns in penguins that throw baseballs. Don't know what that's about, but you can just spread shot them and the cart will take them out eventually. And if you use your ult and I just keep charge shotting, final phase is actually light work. Let's go! Bye-bye, boo-boo, the Bobby clown. Beppert's gonna slide in at the average spot. Time for Dagibby. Now, this is another plane fight, and this is probably one of the tamer ones. Tamer in very hard quotations. Jimmy's phase 1 has multiple attacks. He will always shoot out that ghost, however, but he can flip through 3 attacks. One of them being the cat that just shoots out 4 different cats that fly at you. You can just circle around it. The next one being a buttload of treasure that just flies everywhere. Usually I just go to my small plane mode and just weave between them. And the last one being swords that fly at you. You can also circle these pretty easily. All of them have parryable attacks in there somewhere, and that's all phase 1 is. And phase 2 is like some maze thing. It's probably the easiest thing in this whole game. All you gotta do is shoot the guys and fly through. Whoa, I'm like pre-firing, you know? Oh! Time to start the third phase, where just ghosts fly out, and he shoots out 2 planet eyeballs that you can just fly through with the right timing. Are those ghosts, or would you call those mummies? ghost mummies. Anyway, this phase is probably the second easiest in the whole fight, and that's saying something. Time for the fourth phase. It has a hat that follows you, and the guy just shoots out the same projectiles every time in fours. In the last one, you can always parry, but the hat will spit out bullets sometimes, and that's a little annoying to dodge both at the same time. You just have to look at your character and not the bullets, and you'll be able to dodge it. On to the final phase, where you have 3 pyramids circling you, and he shoots off some air beam like he's the Avatar. Now, one of these pyramids will open their eyes and shoot out a dark beam, which is extremely easy to dodge because it's just where the eyeballs are, making the final phase also not that crazy difficult. That was free. Come on, I'm a loser. I'm a loser. Actually, I'm a winner. A+, perfect score. Perfect score. We're gonna put old Jimmy in the under mid section. Time for Cupcake Lady. And with my sweet baby boy, Charge Shot, you can basically kill all her minions in under 20 seconds. And then once phase 2 starts, it is probably the easiest attacks to dodge ever, and I kill her very quick. That was easy. She's going into the lightest work, almost last place. And it's time for another running gun. In this one, you flip-flop upside down. This whole level's stupid, actually. I hate it. There's nothing good about it. Jump over the 3-foot-tall duck. Why are you running at me full speed like that? Ah! Okay, we're good. How do I get by that in that scenario? Roll! I just want everyone to know that I hate this game. In no world does a part of me like this game.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
So, like, other than all that, it wasn't even that bad for real. Bravo! Come on. Just slap it and stop this, please. I don't want to talk about it. I then instantly went and did the other running gun, except this one was actually good and not horrible. Hey! Can you stop? Stop! So I did it in under like 5 minutes, slapping in lightest work. It is now time for the second plane level. Bird. Bird is a little scary if I'm being honest. I remember the bird is kind of annoying, but it's not that bad. Okay. So Wally phase 1 is pretty simple. He has a move where he can shoot an egg and it'll break and come back at you in 3 pieces. And he has a move where he'll shoot 3 rockets at you. And then there's some Tweety birds that fly across the screen. Some of them can be parried. That's all phase 1 is. And phase 2 is bullet spam. Absolute feathers everywhere. You just gotta learn how to dodge and weave in between them. I usually use the nuke at the start of this phase if I have one, just because I don't like this phase and I get the nuke back really quick anyway. I'm gonna kill myself. Phase 3, or other known as the extreme stress phase. He only has 2 attacks, and one of them is just ball circling him, and the other one is a super easy attack that you can parry every single time. He only shoots this attack when the ball is fully closed, and no other time will he do it. So I just have to worry about the balls most of the time, and I have to just learn to weave in between them to get off optimal damage. I also nuke this phase if I get it. Usually I do because he can parry so much. So now it's on to the final phase. In the final phase, you have to use the dropper attack. Pretty sure it does more damage anyway, so that's good for me. In this final phase's attacks are just random. I couldn't really tell you what's going on. The blue bird shoots out some pills that split. The big bird shoots out a heart and some other stuff. I don't really know what's happening on this phase. I just stare at my character and then just move when anything gets near me, because my attacks are guaranteed gonna hit him because he's so fat. He died? That quick? Come on, I knew I was gonna beat that right there. I had full confidence. Wally's gonna go at the top of under mid. It's now time for the last boss of Aisle 2, King Ghidorah. Get it? Because it's a dragon with 3 heads. I'm sorry. Anyway, on to phase 1. I'm in Narnia. Phase 1 has a few attacks. He can shoot out eye beams, and the last one can always be parried, and he can spit out meteors that go down and then up, or up and then down, or he can spit out 2 of them, and you have to time it right to get past it. He also has a tail that goes up and stays in position where it's at. That one you can kind of just move to the clouds behind it or in front of it to dodge it. The only hard thing about phase 1 is not falling off the map. For this boss, I'll be using Lobber and Charge Shot for their high DPSs. It is now time for phase 2. I missed. Which technically only has 1 attack, and it's these little guys jumping at you. Oh, he's got aimbot. Man, if you actually focus on where they're going, they're not hard to dodge at all. Lobber also instantly melts his phase, and it makes it kind of a joke. Time for phase 3, and he has less attacks than he does heads, because he only has 2. The first attack is just a flame ball that if you shoot it, it'll split into 4 different ones. The second one is a flamethrower, which is very predictable in where it's going to go because, well, it's kind of obvious, and I just use Lobber to hit the boss, instantly melting him. making this boss actually not that difficult. Let's go. I actually fought Grim for 8 minutes before the second run and gun, so he actually has a time of 33 minutes and 12 seconds. We're gonna slap Grim in the bottom of average for right now. I am now done with all the bosses in Aisle 2. Lots of fun with the wing fork there.
Shut up, bitch.
So it's time to move on to Aisle 3. You wanna know where I always stop every single time I play this game? Right here. This is where I have never made it past this boss. I think it's safe for me to tell you that I hate this boss. Is this a particularly hard boss? No. But every single time I play this game, this is where I stop. So I've never progressed past this boss, meaning I've only fought 3 out of 3 bosses. 2 glowing balls of FU. Not getting stuck on this tonight. Nope. Exit the game. Not doing it. Nope. Real quick, since we beat Aisle 2, if you can engage with the video, it'd be amazing. But more importantly, if this video gets 1,000 likes, I will beat this game deathless to where I restart the entire game once I die. Because I have full confidence now that I could do that. First try. I'm gonna kill every single worker bee. After I kill the queen, I'm nuking this place. Time for phase 1. And with charge shot, you can 6-shot him. So we're not even gonna worry about this phase because he can only get off 1 to 2 attacks. Time for phase 2. If she goes down on the left side, she'll do the triangle move that spits out other projectiles at the tip of the triangle. So you just have to kind of stay beside it. If she goes down the middle, she'll spit out rockets on both sides and they go up in levels kind of like Donkey Kong. I just don't have anywhere to go. Like, what is this? And it's honestly the most annoying attack in this whole boss fight because it hurts my brain trying to dodge it. And if she goes on the right side, she'll summon 2 pink balls that you can just circle around pretty easily. It's probably the easiest move in the second phase. And that's all second phase is, but I suck at it. But I get by it every now and then. And now it's time for third phase. This boss is so bad. Now, third phase's attacks are fairly easy to dodge. Sadly, I made it here 3 times, got hit instantly on 2 of them, and this is what my winning run looked like. Man, can I just say this boss is cursed for me. My winning run looked like this the entire way through, and then I crashed right as soon as I beat the boss. Knockout! I saw knockout! No! I saw it. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. I'm not fighting that again. We're gonna slap B Lady in under mid. It is now time for another run and gun where I fight Wile E. Coyote, some sand guys, a dragon, and a wall, and another wall, and an ogre. I don't know what's going on in this one, if I'm being honest. So I'm gonna speedrun it. Okay, easy. Easy. See, that's what you gotta do. Let's just slap this run and gun under mid. All right, it's time to fight Wiener. I like fighting Wiener.
What do you mean by that?
Now, Wiener only has 2 attacks in his first phase. He shoots out bombs that explode into fireballs that go into 2 different directions on the floor. And you can just double jump over this very easily, or even normal jump if you're feeling frisky. And then his second move, he just shoots out a bunch of stupid stuff. And you can just sit in the corner of the room and guarantee dodge it every single time. I wouldn't really count this as a move, but it can't hit you. So you can just jump over this part. And I just used the charge shot for all of first phase, making it super fast. And second phase was a bit of a doozy for me at first. I didn't really understand how I was supposed to dodge these attacks when they were coming at the walls of the same side I was on, and he's using his flamethrower attack at the top or the bottom, meaning I can't go down there, until I realized you could just jump over top of him or go below him and go in between there. Didn't really understand that up until very late into the fight. Kind of embarrassing. But once I realized that second phase was actually really easy because you could kind of stand under him, and Lobber is too good. So I breezed by second phase, and it's time to fight Tom. Literally just a ripoff. I mean, come on. Now, Tom's got some really common moves. His arm attack, you can just move to the very opposite side of where the arm is. The bread attack, you just move side to side. And when the ghosts come out, they shoot the same type of projectiles like first phase. And I just ult when the ghosts come out and use Lobber because it's just too good. That boss was not hard. That boss was not hard. I should not have taken that long on that boss. We're gonna put Wiener in low average. All right, it is now time to fight Davy Jones. All right, so for his phase 1, he's got some interesting moves. Once the barrel gets an angry face and you walk below it, it will try to smash you. And then he constantly will shoot this squid that has a lot of parryable attacks and is just basically insanely easy to dodge. And then he could call up a squid that will blind you. Can't even see my screen. He could call up a shark that will just do a bite, and you can kind of get screwed with the barrel and the shark at the same time. He could also call up some badgers that you could just jump over, and his chip will occasionally shoot some cannonballs, which I just jump over. And since in this phase you can only hit the captain, I just use my double jump and charge shot to take him out quick. In second phase, if you just use her invincibility roll to roll through these fireballs, they are not a problem. And then you can just duck the big laser beam attack and pray that the barrel doesn't hit you while doing it. And I just spam my baby boo charge shot to get it over with. Captain Black was probably the easiest boss so far in this aisle, but I don't know why I'm saying probably. It took me like 5 minutes. Put him in easy. It is now time to go to the last run and gun, and this is the worst piece of fiction of all time. If you don't know this run and gun, just know it really sucks. Like, really sucks. I'm a sea urchin and I somehow know how to walk. That was that sea urchin talking to me as he brutally murdered me. Dude, I got the back swiminator, man. They're just spamming. What is this? This entire run and gun is horrible. So bad, in fact, that I just didn't do it no hit. I'm not doing this level anymore. Would I just do that for an hour? Anyway, run and gun over. Just slap it and I have a family. It is now time to talk to this turtle, but also fight Cala Maria. I don't even have a joke name for her because she's so scary. Because I'm just like looking at this boss and she's going, here's another attack. Oh, here's a little horsey. A little sea horsey. So phase 1 of Cala Maria has a lot of combos that she can do because she has so many different moves. She has 2 different fish that she can hold that do different projectiles. I hate that fish! When she has the red fish in her hands, it shoots out multiple projectiles and it just clutters up the screen. When she has the yellow fish in her hand, get away from me! She shoots out an electric eel that you can just circle around. And then she also shoots out ghosts that home in on you and you can just dodge this by just changing your verticality at the right time. But she also has a puffer fish move that is an extreme screen clutter, but it's really easy to weave through and is really slow. The only problem is it makes it hard to dodge other moves because there's so much on my screen at one time. She also has a turtle move that throws out some weird ball that explodes into different bullets that also clutters your screen up. And then she has a move that's just meant to annoy you because it's a seahorse that just pushes you up. It makes it harder to dodge that ghost attack. There's just so many combos in first phase and you have to know every move perfectly to be able to dodge these. That is probably on paper the hardest phase, but there's one later that is just so RNG based. Please, you stupid game! That is annoying. So anyway, on to phase 2. Dude, and she just happens to do it every time one's about to hit me. It's crazy. Second phase is pretty easy to deal with. She can turn you into stone and you have to extreme button mash your way out of it. And she has eels that will shoot at you, but you can destroy the eels quick enough to where they won't shoot at you, especially if you do it like me, where you get as much damage off as possible. And when a bunch of eels spawn, you use the bomb, kill all the eels. The eels themselves are really easy to dodge and you could get really unlucky and she can turn you into stone and get hit by eel, but that doesn't happen that much. Second phase, by far the easiest. Time for third phase and the stupidest one, because it should by far be the easiest phase, except for she sends this stupid ghost out, but she also sends out these skulls that will hit you basically every single time you turn the stone, or you'll hit the map. That'll do damage. It's all luck. It's all luck. It's all luck. And it's all RNG based on when you get turned into stone and what is in front of you. It is stupid. It should be the easiest phase by far, but it's not. Finally, I got good luck. I mean, it only took an hour. Do I really have to explain where she's gonna go? All right, it is now time for Chalamet. I gotta stop with these names. They're horrible, man. I'm scared. I'm scared. The Pope? Wait, you're getting married? Wait, I'm about to try to crash the marriage. I mean, unless that, I mean, I can. Sally's phase 1 is actually really light. She has a move where she jumps in the air and dashes. You can just literally walk under her. And she has a move where she teleports in the air and falls on you. With my invincibility roll, nothing matters. And then she has a move where she throws something at you. You can just walk out the way of it. And she also just has a really easy parryable move. And Charge Shot literally obliterates this phase. So time for phase 2. And it's honestly basically the same as phase 1. Got the same moves, except for she has this rat move, which is just easy to dodge if you just jump over them and move out the way and stay in the middle of the arena, never get in the corners because you will die. What? Like, what is that? How am I supposed to dodge that? And there's also a baby throwing some bottles in the background, but everything else is the same. And I can kill her basically before the rats even start spawning because Charge Shot is so good. So let's go on to phase 3. Phase 3 is a literal joke, but look at this cool new super. Does that do? How much damage does that do? 8 billion? Anyway, phase 3 tells you what move it's gonna do. The meteor attack literally just goes down, does nothing. The wave attack, I can just invincible roll through. And the lightning attack, I can just move side to side and it won't hit me. Phase 3 is a actual joke. Phase 4 is also a joke because it's just this umbrella moving side to side that I could just double jump over because Miss Chalice is so goated. I don't know how I took so long on this boss. They got this umbrella on speed dive. Yeah, let's just put this one in mid-average. Mid-average, that's like the same thing. Moving on, time for the Polar Express. This guy is definitely interesting. His phase 1 literally only has one attack, and it's these eyeballs that I can just shoot with roundabout and it one-shots them. There are these pumpkins that drop parryable bars that can move your cart, but you can just parry the bars in midair and it will just completely stop it. So because of roundabout, there's basically no way to get hit by this boss in first phase. So on to second phase. And in phase 2, he also only has one move, but the move changes depending on where his head is, and there's 3 places where his head could be, and you just want to move the cart by parrying it to under his head, that way you won't get hit. And I just use Charge Shot to take him out quicker. The only problem would be the pumpkins dropping a bar on top of your cart and moving you and you get hit. Other than that, it is free. Phase 3, if you just hug the edge of the cart on the far left or far right side, neither of the twins will be able to hit you, and they go down within a couple of charge shots, but there are ghosts in this fight. What? They're honestly just there to be an annoyance, and if you shoot them at the right time, it doesn't matter. So we take out phase 3 pretty easily every single time. Time for phase 4, which is a whole lot of Balooza. Like literally what is going on my screen right now, because I got no idea. Knock, knock, who's there? I'm gonna kill myself. To be honest, I just saw stuff flying down from my screen and I just tried to dodge it. Never learned the moveset for 4th phase because I instantly ulted and then tried to get as much damage off as possible. And eventually my luck worked, but I definitely could have learned the phase and it would have been easier. Stupid ghost train. Somehow this boss took me an hour, so I guess we're gonna put in I have a family. I don't remember it taking me that long. It is now time for the last boss of aisle 3. I was avoiding him on purpose. Scariest boss in the game apparently right here. Never fought him. His phase 1 is pretty straightforward, but insanely difficult for a no-hit run. He has 3 parts to him. The top part shoots out a laser, the middle part shoots out some Lego Star Wars brick that you have to parry, and once you parry it the laser goes away, and the bottom part shoots out some space invaders. You can break the space invaders, but it's better to just weave through them. You know, Robot, I hope Godzilla comes through and rips you apart piece by piece. And after you break a new part, it gets a new move. So the bottom part gets bombs that are really annoying because for some reason their radius is bigger than what it seems like. Okay, those lingering hitboxes on those explosions are so annoying. The middle part gets a magnet and some other stuff that really doesn't matter. And then the top part shoots out some bolts. But if I break them all at the same time, I can just instantly nuke the heart and get first phase over with. So on the second phase, it is a literal joke. Should never get hit on it. Does it make any sense on how that hits me? Time for phase 3. Third phase only has 1 attack and it's a bunch of gems flying around. But it does have 2 versions of this attack and the blue version is easier. It shoots out 6 per second, whereas the red shoots out 8 per second. Nice, good work. Hey, you saw pink, purple, glowy thingy? You went, oh yeah, let's go all the way up out of our way to do that. No. It is honestly really difficult for me to navigate all these gyms and not getting hit by the wall. Like, this boss, ow, that hurt, and doing damage at the same time. So I just nuke the phase if I can.
I just triple wall bang my controller
And I stare at my character only. I don't look anywhere else because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to dodge anything. So after like, you know, only like an hour and a half, I just had to lock it in a little bit. Come on. I also went to go pee right before this, so it probably gave me like 0.5% locked in. Put him at the top of I Have a Family. It is now time to go to Inkwell Hell, where we fight King Dice. What was my voice for? So in case you don't know how King Dice works, you have to fight 3 mini bosses before getting to the King Dice himself. And I can't get hit in any of these mini bosses, so I have to choose the optimal path for me.
Well, no fucking shit.
Out of the first 3 mini bosses, I chose the second one, which are the poker chips, and you could just easily invincible roll through this, and using the charge attack to hit its head, making it basically the easiest boss in the entire game. On to the second boss. I'm gonna kill myself. Which I chose 4, which is a domino, and it's kind of harder than the poker chips. It's a moving platform, but it has really easy attacks to move out of the way of. And I also just use charge attacks while I'm doing this, and I don't think I ever took a hit to this boss. And the last boss is the monkey. You're playing a game of matching the cards, and the monkey kind of just floats around, and that's basically the entire boss fight, and that's also super free. Slap all the mini bosses in lightest work. And I'm gonna get Saw. Now King Dice has 1 attack, and it's the cards that go across the screen, and you have to parry your way over top of them to survive. And with Miss Chalice's double jump and her normal parry, it makes it a lot easier than having just 1 jump. So because of Miss Chalice, what a shot. Oh my gosh, just exploded. Didn't realize he did that before. King Dice himself is very free. I just had to get a run where I didn't mess up 1 thing, which with those 3 easy bosses and honestly an easy final boss didn't take too long. That's just too easy. That was a sad effort. Let's select King Dice in the middle of under mid. It's now time for the final boss of the game. I don't want to fight him. It gets really bad. I feel like I've hit my desk more in this 12 hours of playing this game than I have in the past 8 years. As someone who has never fought the devil, I was quite stressed when I first started, but phase 1 and his entire boss fight is not that bad once you learn it. It's still pretty horrible for a no-hit though. He has quite a few moves in his phase 1, like the ram move where he just slams the entire floor. You can just use double jump with Miss Chalice. The snake move where you have to run to the opposite side of where he spawns, and you have to hug the wall or you'll get hit. And anytime he summons a projectile, which there's 3 different moves he could do, the bubble, the soul move, and the move that's from that one Hollow Knight boss, and I absolutely despise this move, and I always will. But before I do anything, I try to parry the pink one, that way it makes it slightly easier. He also has a spider-like move where he just drops from the ceiling, and it's really easy to just walk your way out of it, or dodge if necessary. And these little purple guys running around are a bit of an annoyance because they force you to jump over them, so I try to take out these guys as quick as possible because you can't shoot them, but they're not that bad, so it's on to phase 2. In my opinion, second phase is the the easiest phase. It literally has 2 attacks, one of them being a bomb that you can parry, so it doesn't even have to be an attack if you're fast enough, and the other one being an axe that he spawns that goes in a circle, and if you just jump in the middle of the axe's circle, it can't hit you. There are poker chips flying down from the sky, but none of that is actually difficult to dodge, and second phase is low-key a breeze. So on to third phase. I just use my ult to kill everything around me and hope to not get hit as I'm going out of it, because I don't know anything about this phase. So after using my ult, I just got a few hits in, change him to fourth phase, which fourth phase is pretty simple. You just do some nice little parkour jumps, and there's only one platform, and he's just crying. Oh my god, let's go! I think we all know where this is gonna go. Cool, the Cuphead guys killed the devil and everybody was chill somehow, even though we killed them all. So after completing everything in base game, it is now time for the DLC, which we've already been to actually, because we were there at the start, but it's time to fight some bosses in the DLC. Now, first up, we got the King's Pawns. Now, these are like mini bosses. They're basically the running guns of the DLC. It's how you get coins. Lots of falling here. Holy! And you have to parry instead of attack for all of the King's chess pieces. So the pawns, you just have to take them all out by parrying the top of them, and it was not hard. It's just too easy when you're like me. When you're like me, these little guys, are they pawns? Wait, let's just slap it in lightest work. All right, time for the first real boss, a bug's life, because there's so many bugs. Anyway, phase 1, this guy runs across the arena, and you have to dodge him because he could go to all 3 levels, but usually I try to use charge shot to get a couple hits off before he hits me, and I'll just jump up or jump down. And he has quite a few interesting attacks, I would say. Like, he could call up this guy that shoots something at you, guy never hits anything, horrible aim. He could also throw this green bug that has aimbot. Does the green thing ever disappear? But you could shoot it, so you could just easily take it out. And then he'll summon some bugs that come in from the background that are really hard to see, and I hate that move, but you could also just shoot them so you could take them out. And his last attack are spider bombs. He lays down a bunch of eggs, and you can just walk over them, triggering the bomb, kind of like a Fortnite trap that you do back in 2018. Basically, it's just a bunch of screen clutter. Honestly, that's the most annoying and most difficult phase in this entire boss fight, but charge shot deals with it pretty quickly because charge shot OP. So on to second phase. And phase 2 is by far the easiest because of the strat I invented. Why are you getting hit by this? Why? I'm sure someone else has done this out there, but I'm gonna say I invented it. For this strat, you only have to worry about the one move going around the arena, because you can just sit in this corner right here, use charge shot, stop, overcommitted, and then once it turns red, you just use your invincibility roll and roll through it, and then use charge shot again and repeat that process. And you don't have to worry about any of the other ads at the top and bottom, so that makes phase 2 free. Time for phase 3. Phase 3 is just as free as phase 2 because you can use chaser shot, which automatically will aim at his nose. His nose spits out a ball. You can kill the ball with chaser shot, and you can just stand at the edge of the arena that he's not at, and the only thing you have to worry about is his tongue sticking out. And after you kill the first guy, you can just kill the second one with charge shot. Okay, yeah. C+, slap the bug's life in average. Back to the king, and we have to do the knight now. And he has the little pink part. That's the part you have to parry. There's a lawnmower messing me up in my background. My neighbor's mowed his lawn like probably 12 times in the past 3 days. He leaves himself open with a couple of moves, allowing you to combo parry him. Oh, you missed the parry. You are a disgrace to your family. And then you have to wait for the moves and repeat. Ow! Ah, that hurts so bad. Oh, you're stalling. Just do the attack. Stop! I was about to say, 20's crazy. Slap him in easy. Time for the only plain boss of the DLC. Cow? The phase 1 of this boss has a lot going on, but it's actually kind of simple. She shoots out these little tar things that come back. You can just stand in the middle of them, instantly dodge them. There'll be a bird that throws dynamite at you. You can just stand below it at the bottom left, and it won't hit you. There'll be a bird that throws some random stuff at you. You can shoot both these birds, which is what I tried to do, but if you can't, they're both easy to dodge. And she has a cactus move where you just have to move to the bottom or the top depending on where she's at. It's actually not that bad of a phase, but it looks like there's a lot on the screen, so I breeze by it most of the time after learning it. Phase 2 is trash. It only has 2 attacks, and it's just a bunch of stuff you have to weave through, and since I'm so trained with doing it now, it is not difficult. So on to phase 3, where she only has 1 attack, and she spits out meat, and it goes in a circle that you have to dodge around. But the real problem here is that there's cans of hot dogs that are scattered around the moving map, and you have to dodge them, and the hot dogs will go out. And then I do that, the meat perfectly blended in with the other meat.
What do you mean by that?
And it just makes it a lot harder because you can't see them with the background, but realistically it's not that hard because it's only 2 things they have to worry about. I'm gonna just slam my desk. No, stop it. It also hurts my eyeballs, so let's go to phase 4. No! Definitely a weird one. You have to weave back and forth in between these hot dogs and not get hit, and you have to watch out for what she's shooting out. She's hawk to it. It's actually not that bad if you just go before the hot dogs start closing, and I get a nuke in this phase, and the things she shoots out are really slow. I would love to celebrate this, but my eyeballs hurt from all the projectiles that I was looking at the same time. We're gonna put her at the top of under mid. Time for the next boss. Dog. Yeah, it's a dog, all right. Sometimes when I play this game, my brain goes, So phase 1 of this boss is by far the hardest phase, and it's not even that difficult. So you're on top of a plane, not a plane level, don't get it mixed up, and you move the plane by moving to the right or left side, and it'll move depending on what side you're on. Now this boss doesn't have really that hard of moves. First off, I would just like to say, obvious ripoff of the dog from Tom and Jerry. He literally grabs Tom and spits out yarn, and you duck under it, and he has a bone move, which you can just parry the one part and then just jump through it. There's also a guy shooting tennis balls out of the plane, and I'm trying to... Oh, come on! And there's a fire hydrant move, which you can shoot the fire hydrants. So I use Chaser for the entire time because it makes the boss easier. You're making me use too much of my brain power. Phase 1 is relatively easy. Please, please! I just don't understand why there's so much stuff surrounding me. Phase 2 is, well, phase 2. So on to phase 3. You got a Dr. Doofenshmirtz shooting at you, but the laser beams are pretty slow. And you can just walk out the way of them. And with double jump, it kind of just makes it free anyway. And then it proceeds to flip the camera. So I flip my face and controller to make it easier on my brain. But the good thing is it has really easy attacks to dodge. The red balls go on the ground and the yellow balls go in the air. So you just have to dodge the red balls. And then it flips your camera again, does the laser beams again. This one doesn't mess with my head as much because it's just the same. Flips your camera again, and then it does the same moves, but luckily they're still easy. And with Chaser, I just take it down. Because when I flipped upside down, I was upside down. Yeah, I actually got up out of my chair and flipped it, and I just kind of like stood upside down. I'm gonna put the doggy brigade at the top of under mid. It's time for another king chess piece. This time we're fighting the bishop, and you have to get rid of all the candles in the background. I'm just gonna let past me take this one away again. Why am I getting hit by this? Why? I should have first tried this, right? Stop jumping! Oh, no! Something's about to go through the wall here. What do you mean, man? I want to break my controller. I want my controller to snap in half. Dude, if I was Superman, my house would be in shambles right now. Knockout! Night, night! Fright! No, just slap him in easy, honestly. And it's time for another king's piece. Let's go with the rook this time. This fight is pretty simple. He throws out heads, you parry the heads back into him, it does damage to him, and you repeat the process. I don't really know what this has to do with the rook, but he's dead. I really just know this game for real. Slap him at the bottom, easy. It is now time for Iceman. I just don't... This guy's a problem, a big problem too. So phase 1 of this boss seems simple. It really does, but it's not. He has really simple moves, like this card move where you just have to parry it, or you can just walk out the way. It's very simple. Or this fish move where he just slams and you just walk out the way. What do you mean player 2? Remove player 2. This is player 2, but everything is revolved around these little ice guys. I mean, they either have aimbot or they just walk near you. They can just do anything they feel like to annoy me. And I got hit by the little KKK. Realistically, this phase is insanely easy. I usually use chaser shot to take care of them, but I later realized that you could just one-shot them with the uncharged charge shot. Oh, they're one-shot? And phase 1 was obviously difficult for me, and Chaser wasn't cutting it. So I'd use charge shot for the entire boss fight because I got so good at it that I knew the angles to where he was gonna go and everything.
We do not care.
And you're able to kill him within like 8 to 10 charge shot hits. I actually never counted, which makes the fight a lot quicker if you know where to shoot. And I can even hit him in his intermission phase, making phase 2 slightly easier. So let's go into phase 2. This phase has some pretty clear patterns to it. Once you get accustomed to it, it's very easy. He could roll, just jump over it. He could roll, jump, just walk straight. He could slam the ground and summon swords out of it. You could just literally walk in between them. And then his last attack will turn into a refrigerator and summon ice cubes. Why are they still in the... Once the ice cubes break, you just stand in the middle of them. The only problem that I have with this phase is that during that attack, he'll summon some hot dogs, and they're really annoying to jump over while the attacks are going on, but you could also just shoot them, making it very easy. So on to phase 3. Third phase is the easiest by far. It shoots out an eyeball that just does vertical lasers every now and again. If you just stay away from the eyeball, it doesn't matter. And then it shoots out buckets, and the buckets come back as 3 projectiles, but like that's all the moveset is. Defeat a pulse in equal IL4 without killing any of its minions. Yeah, I did that on purpose. We're gonna slap him in Eye of a Family right below the devil. It is now time for Gnome. And phase 1 is pure eyeball and screen spam. The giant's throwing a bunch of things out. The gnomes are spawning in, they're throwing coins. There's a gnome on the pillars, he's hitting you. There's a cat that goes around the map, and you have to stand in the very front of the pillar. He's spamming out ducks. And sometimes for these ducks, the pillars will rise. So I just get unlucky? Like, what? Pillars also fall where you can land on a gnome. There's just a lot on my screen happening that I don't understand why. Charge shot is still OP though, so it's on the second phase where they're playing bouncy ball and you can just walk forward, and that's literally the entire phase. And also charge shot murders this phase. Low-key phase really easy. So on to phase 3. In this stage, there'll be a guy moving side to side, shooting darts at you that you could just easily jump over. And then he'll shoot out turkey legs, I think. That'll take out the platform beneath you, and you just have to jump to another platform. And eventually he'll shoot out a bone boom, and then you have to parry that platform to bring back the other platforms back, and that's the whole fight. And once I use my ult in this phase and a couple charge shots here and there, the guy just dies. Oh, well. Yeah, you go us. We beat it. We're just gonna slap them in the middle. Stop this, please. Time for the final king's chess piece, the queen. And all you have to do is hit her with cannonballs. And it's actually really fast. Oh, what a cross map. Let's just slap this one in easy. And it's time for the final boss of the DLC. The guy that helped us out at the start. This slimy little... Cuphead. Anyway, phase one. Phase one has a lot going on. Unlike the stupid gnome guy, though, I think it's actually a lot going on. He can cut up lines in the background, and then they'll go from the bottom to the top or top to the bottom. You just have to jump over it. He can cut up ice cubes, and they'll go up and down. He can also flatten pizza dough. That'll come from one side of the arena and bounce off the floor. And the last thing he'll do is squeeze strawberries, and they'll fly at you from the top of the arena. There's also this yellow thing that just flies near you, and it's just there to be an annoyance, and it stays there forever. Now, these things by themselves are easy to dodge, but altogether, it is a lot, and you have to know all the moves to do it properly. And I started using crack shot to do extra damage to him, so I don't have to aim at all. I just have to focus on myself and dodging, making phase one not that bad. So on to phase two, which also was not that bad. The salt shaker shoots stuff, and then there's leaves flying down, and then that yellow guy is still here, and that is the entire second phase. Second phase, I still use crack shot. Since I can only hit the salt shakers, it's easier to hit them with it, and it also just allows me, like I said, to just focus on my character. Yeah, honestly, this might be the easiest phase.
Don't be rash.
I'm just kidding, because phase 3 is the biggest joke of a phase in this entire game. I mean, what is this? And phase 4 is the second biggest joke of a phase in the entire game, because you literally just jump up and shoot and jump up and shoot, and there's like no attacks. It's just him moving. Yeah, get a load of this guy. Let's slap the baker at the top of Stop This, please. Now that the game's over, there's one more secret boss for me to do. So I solve a quick puzzle. Yay! That totally didn't take me long at all. And it's time to fight the angel and the devil. Now this boss is way easier than you feel like it would be. They literally have 2 attacks. And I sat on the ground and I invincibility rolled while using crack shot, and I just rolled through every single attack ever. Free GG, easy work. Wow, that was easy. Let's put the angel and the devil in the bottom of under mid. And now that we're done with everything, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Just be sure to engage with it if you want to see another Cuphead video. I'm going to be making a quick Arkham Batman video probably, just in preparation for the new Lego game coming out that I'm going to make a no-hit on if possible. If I can, I'll make a no-death, but that should be on the next week or so. And then I'll start playing the Lego Batman game. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and you probably will also enjoy this one because YouTube thinks so, and I do too. So go watch this. If you like challenge runs, click on this playlist. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.